So real quick before my phone completely runs out of batteries here, is that I want to explain that this is a freestanding tarp, all right? So this is a Bear Paw Wilderness 9 foot by 4.5 foot, 0.5 ounce per square yard, formerly known as Cuban fiber Dyneema tarp. And it's got 2 bivy hoops. Those are 0.334 pre-bent flexible aluminum bivy hoops and a 0.34 ridgeline pole, and just a couple line locks on it. I found that you need a line lock on this corner, and then a line lock anywhere you want over here. That center bivy pole kind of like holds the tarp open, gives it kind of its umbrella effect, and that's basically sums it up. There's not much else to say, you know. It's pretty self-explanatory. This ridge pole is kind of interesting because it's flexy, because it bends. That makes the setup of the tarp easier. If you look at it from this angle, you can kind of see it. So you see that it kind of looks like a tent that you would buy from the camping store. The way that top pole will flex out in the dark, you know, I didn't really know what was going on. I just wanted to get it set up and get in there. And in the dark, yeah, it just kind of popped up like super easy. I didn't have to do a lot of work to get that tarp to stand up. And as you can see in the back, this isn't cinched down at all. Okay. So I don't know if you can even see that, but yeah, okay. All right. Okay, so here's my wild camp from last night. What really surprised me about last night was how easy the setup was. It just kind of popped right up. It was really easy, which made me kind of happy. You know, it's not really spacious in there, but it's a bivvy, and the way that it's wide open on the side like that, you get plenty of airflow coming in right next to you. I did feel a little kind of warm at some points, you know. In the beginning of the night, it didn't get humid, but I was able to uncinch my hood on my uncinch the hood on my sleeping bag a little, because it was a little bit warm inside of the shelter. Eventually it kind of cooled off again, and I needed to cinch up my hood again, but I was able to get comfortable in there. So yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Just a really easy setup. It just kind of popped right up. It doesn't need to be cinched very tight. It wasn't windy where I am. Obviously, there's plenty of trees around. You know, but you know, that Nemo, personally, I think that Nemo's kind of cold. And you know, my Western Mountaineering Mega Light, it shrank in the washing machine. They recommend that you wash it. I washed it and put it in the dryer. It was noticeably smaller, especially around the shoulders after washing it. It ranged from warm to neutral. I never really felt cold, but the Nemo was kind of cold. And you know, in the morning when I woke up, I wasn't particularly warm. I wasn't cold. I didn't feel frostbitten, but I wasn't really warm. The only other thing that I would mention is that the one thing that did go wrong was my Mountain Laurel Designs this is the core. It got dirty. I don't know what happened to it, but at some point, maybe from walking underneath the tree, from bushwhacking, it got really dirty. You know, so I'm wet and dirty. But I was able to sleep, you know, wasn't too uncomfortable. Just hanging out. The tarp basically was like an umbrella. It was just an umbrella over me that just blocked all the rain and the leaves and whatever else, so that I knew that my Mega Light from Western Mountaineering would be safe and sound without anything dropping on it. Here I am, pretty close to the beach. All right. Hey, I'm gonna go try out my rain gear. Yeah, going into the redwoods to try out my UL ultralight freestanding lean-to. I got it in my pack right now. I got the MLD core on, and I don't feel a thing. I mean, I just put it on. I'm not hiking yet, but I don't really feel anything. It feels like the tent poles that I added to my tarp, it kind of feels to me like a sandwich. Maybe a big, I guess like a sandwich. Like if I put a sandwich in my bag. That's about how heavy it feels for now. Yeah, it doesn't feel as light as without it. Without tent poles, yeah, it feels like my pack feels like almost nothing without it. But I'm gonna check it out. Okay, so it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon in January. It's a pretty dark, wet day, and getting a late start. I'm gonna go get some food, and yep. I just got completely dumped on and almost killed my iPhone. I just got rained on. I started out my rain trip getting soaked like somebody sprayed me with a hose. The heck? I just got dumped on. Look at that. Okay, so there's the MLD after a major dump, okay? I got rained on real hard. The sun is out for some reason, but I left at the wrong time and got totally rained on. The DWR is still on, the MLD core, and I haven't put it through the washing machine yet, so, you know, that's what it looks like.